What's good, everybody? Today we're working on a 2012 BMW 535i, and we are going to be replacing the reservoir. Since the reservoir, it was leaking right here. I don't know if you guys can see this little drip right here, but that's where it was dripping. Especially when we turned off the car, it started to kind of pour. We'll put a picture right here on the side, that way you guys can kind of see how it was dripping. And the part number for this one is going to be this one right here, and it does come with a new cap, but I do suggest keeping the old cap just in case the rubber seal goes out on this one. And one of the tools you guys need is one of these, that way we can pull this little clips out. And the other one is going to be a 10mm socket. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the phone to the side and kind of show you guys the process and let you guys know what other tools you need as I proceed. So one of the first things that we are going to be removing is this bar right here, and that's going to be a 60mm socket for these two bolts right here. I am going to remove it just to be able to take this part out, that way we can access everything on the bottom for the reservoir. So on this side, it is going to have this long bolt, and on the other side is this short bolt. Just make sure you guys put it the same exact way whenever you remove it. The second thing, we are going to be removing this piece right here. Whenever you do pull it back, just make sure you do it carefully, that way you don't mess up the inner part of it. And once you do so, you just go ahead and pull it up. Just put it to the side. So the next step is going to be removing these two 10mm bolts, which is this one right here, and then that one right there on this side. And on this vehicle, it doesn't have no drain plug, so we are going to be draining whatever comes out of this reservoir from this side. And go ahead and remove this little pin right here, and that's where this comes in handy. So I'm gonna continue to remove it, that way you guys can see. For this little clip, the only thing you gotta do is just go ahead and put this small screwdriver right here and just pull it up. Afterwards, just go ahead and kind of pry it this way. What I usually do on these vehicles, since it is a little hard, I kind of just go ahead and pry it on this side, at the same time pulling it back, just like that. It's not really difficult, it's a pretty simple job. And just go ahead and put it to the side. Make sure you guys don't lose this little clip. Same thing on this reservoir. The small screw is going to be on this side. The longer screw is going to be on this side. Once you remove it, just kind of pull it up or to the side. It only has one connection. I thought this connection was connected to this one, but it's only this one right here. And it also has a plug on this section right here, which is that blue one right there. Make sure you disconnect that as well before pulling it and damaging it. The same thing on this hose. It has this little clip right here. Just go ahead and insert the screwdriver or whatever you guys have, and just go ahead and insert it and pull it. Once you pull that little clip, same thing, go ahead and pry this, or just go ahead and pull it. Just like that. And make sure you guys have a bucket on the bottom to catch all that coolant. And then you can pull this up, and to remove it, you only have to push this little tab right here. Once you do so, just go ahead and pull that tab as well. So on our reservoir, it was leaking on this section right here, as you guys can see right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this to the side and continue to install the new one. To install the new one is a pretty simple process as well. And another thing you guys can keep is this sensor, just so if this one ever goes out. So just go ahead and install this plug, make sure it clips on. And same thing with this little hose right here. Push this clip all the way down, and then once it's inserted, you guys are gonna hear it snap. The other thing you guys are gonna need from the other reservoir is this bracket right here, and it's gonna have a Torx screw, which that one is gonna be a T25, and it's gonna look just like this. Once you remove that screw, it just has these two little tabs right here, so just squeeze them and just kind of pull it up, just like that. And just go ahead and install it on the new one, and make sure it clips on whenever you install those little inserts. And don't forget to put this screw. And the way to remove this little rubber piece right here, you're gonna do the same thing. Just go ahead and kind of push it, or you can always pry it. Once you insert that rubber piece, just go ahead and install these two 10mm bolts. Same thing with this hose. Just go ahead and push this tab in and just go ahead and press it in at the same time, and you're gonna hear it click. Once it clicks, you know it's in place. Once you put those two 10mm bolts, go ahead and put this intake piece back in. After installing that, make sure you guys install this bracket. And once again, the longer bolt is going to go on this side. The next step, we are going to be bleeding the system, so go ahead and remove the cap. So you're going to want to add coolant onto the max level, which is right there. Once you top up the coolant, make sure you guys just set this cap on top of it. That way when the water pump activates, it doesn't splash coolant everywhere. Once you top up the coolant and you're inside the vehicle, go ahead and press on the start button for a couple of seconds without pressing on the brake. Once the car turns on, make sure you guys put it on the lowest setting and all the way to the heat. Once you do so, go ahead and press on the gas for at least 10 or 12 seconds and you're gonna hear the water pump activate. I don't know if the video is capturing the sound, but I am gonna go outside and show you guys that the water pump is activated now. Once the water pump is activated, you are gonna hear it, and you definitely don't want to open this whenever the water pump is circulating at a higher speed, because you are gonna splash coolant everywhere. Right now it's the perfect time since it is circulating at a lower speed. As you guys can see, it is a little bit below the max, so I'm gonna go ahead and top it off. Make sure you guys don't go over the max level, and afterwards go ahead and top it off and just keep an eye on it. Another good thing to do right now is keep the battery in a charger, and if not, go ahead and keep it charged with another vehicle. Once the water pump stops, make sure you guys turn on the vehicle and just let it reach to the normal temperature. That way you can see if it overheats or not, and if it doesn't overheat, just go ahead and test drive it, and then you should be good to go. If you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment below, and if this video was helpful, make sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't, turn on notifications, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.